All right, we're back out here. This is the second check day on these traps. So we actually set these traps 3 days ago. I was out here yesterday morning, made one catch, and then we're back out here today. Hopefully got that other beaver caught this morning. Go down here and look. Looks like they've been here doing even some more work, maybe even more so than what yesterday morning. Our traps are out here, just pushed over. I'm gonna get it out of there and see if we can tell what's going on with it. All right, so we missed them. It's thrown and we missed them there on that trap. Lay it here, go over here and look at this one. Same scenario as yesterday morning. Not sure what's going on here. Looks like maybe with us missing him yesterday morning, this trap was cautious, or this beaver was cautious of this trap that we had set here. It almost looks like he come in here, pulled rice up, and actually threw the rice on top of our trap because he knew something was going on with it. We'll get down in here and see exactly what happened. This was the one that I forgot to take the safeties off of. All right, I can feel the trap. It's actually right here. The trap is still set. That's what he did. He just come in here and pushed that rice stubble on top of a trap, covering it up because he knew that it was dangerous. So we're going to have to change strategy here and see about doing something else. I think what I'm going to do is leave this trap set here again, clear it out just like we did, make a runway. I think I'm gonna place a foothold right here about where that grass ends, underneath there. So as he comes up here with that grass, he goes to shove it back in here tonight. And this trap, as he's out here working, putting his feet down, shoving that grass into here, hopefully we'll have him caught in a foothold right here in front of it. So that's what we're gonna get set up, and I'll show you guys what that looks like whenever we get done getting it set. This one over here, we may change it up. I think what I'll do with it is just leave the 1-330 set here. But I think what I'm going to do is change places with it, set it over here on this side of this clump of grass, and block that hoe off. So we're just changing it up a little bit for him, and see what happens tonight. But I'll get back with you guys here in a little bit after we get that all set up. All right, guys, so we got this first set remade where we caught the beaver yesterday, and we had it the last 2 days. We've had it set over here in this opening right here, and then what we did just to change it up a little bit today, we moved it from that opening over here to this side of that clump of grass. So that's just gonna change it up. They've been coming here the last 2 nights. We had a beaver caught here yesterday, so it did. Beaver laid there yesterday, and that other beaver saw it laying there, couldn't get it up, and then we had to miss this morning because what we've done, and you know, we talk about safeties on these 330s. Make sure you take those safeties off. And by me leaving that safety on that 330 night before last, all I did was make this beaver aware. So this job should have been over that first night. I had 2 beaver caught, one here and one over here. But since I forgot to take these safeties off, that beaver got hit by that trap, scared him, and then he come over here, and the other beaver's caught, laying here dead, his partner. He can't figure out what's going on. And then last night, that same beaver come back, and he tripped both of these traps. He tripped this trap, and this trap over here he plugged up because he knew something wasn't right with him. Just like us getting the tail catch on that beaver last season. But what we're going to do to try to remedy that, I haven't got this one. It's still set. It wasn't ever tripped, but we're going to clear that little runway back out here that he used, and what we're going to do is place this foothold trap. And what we've got is we've got it on a pretty good long chain extension. We're going to get down here and we're going to clean this runway out. We're going to place this trap right in front of that. You can tell where he's going up in here, pulling grass out, pulling rice out and bringing it over. He's been working this quite a bit. You can see a bunch of rice down this run here. But anyway, that's hopefully going to be our remedy whenever he comes in here tonight and goes to messing with everything again. Hopefully we can have him caught. So let's get this cleaned out, this little run cleaned out the way we want it. You can tell where he got up here last night and worked a little bit too, flattened all that down. Now, that's all he did. He come in here with this rice stubble and he just shoved it right in front of this trap because he knew something wasn't right with it. So he's going to be back tonight, and he's going to see it's cleaned out, and he's going to know something's up again. But hopefully tonight we'll have that foothold trap waiting somewhere right in here, and have him held here by Ed in the morning. So let's get this thing set and ready. And there we go. All right, all I'm doing is filling right in front of here. I think I'm gonna place that trap right there. Now it's just a little bit over from my fingertips to my elbow to that other trap, where that trap's sitting in the water. That's about the length of the body. I went a little bit over because he's going to stop short of that trap, put his feet down right here somewhere. So what we'll do, we'll use a little bit of this rice right here, shoved down to the ground on both sides of that trap. Just like that. Now we know it's going to bring him right here on top of that trap. So he's going to swim up here. He's going to get this rice up, swim right up here, plant his feet to set that stuff in front of that trap. Hopefully we'll have him in this one. Now the way we're going to anchor, guys, I've got this on a chain. Got a split ring here at the end of the chain. And I don't want to go up here on top of this levee because all this is a lot of loose dirt. What we're going to do is try to get down here where we've got a pretty solid bottom. Right here on the side of it, and see if we can see how it anchors. We want to have definitely a secure anchor right here. What we're going to do, we're going to take one of our stakes. Yeah, it's going to be pretty solid right there, so we're going to hammer that stake down. We're going to take this stake and we're going to go right through that split ring. We're going to cross them 2 stakes. By crossing them, what we did is whenever we get that beaver caught, and the reason we got a long length of chain is we want him to stay out and away from the anchor point. He's probably going to come up here, be laying up here on this bare bank whenever we get here in the morning. But we just don't want him, we don't want a short chain anchored like this, because that's going to give him leverage to pull and work these stakes and get them pulled out and take off with our equipment. We don't want that. So by double staking them, what we've done is he's not going to be able to, no matter which way he's got this chain pulled, he's not going to be able to pull both of those stakes up because they're angled crossed going down in the ground. So as he's pulling up on the top of that X, it's pulling pressure and pushing the bottom of that X away from each other. So it makes it harder to pull up out of the ground. So that's why we've done that. We're just gonna camouflage our chain just a little bit. And there we go, guys. So now that foothold's sitting there guarding that 330. So we're actually using the 330 as bait now, because he knows what it is. So that 330 is our bait to get him caught in that foothold trap. And we'll see if it works in the morning. Now I've already looked at this other trap over here, and they haven't been back in there and messed with it. Got this one reset waiting. So we're just gonna leave that one be. They hadn't been back over there since we set it, but we're gonna leave that trap there as long as we're out here working. And the farmer has sent me coordinates to another place where they're having some issue with beavers. So we're gonna run over there and check that out real quick and see about maybe getting some sets put out over there. So I'll get back in with you, check back in with you guys whenever we make it over to that other farm. All right, guys, hope you guys can pick those two fawns out. Right here in the middle of this rice field, there's two fawns laying right there on that levee. Probably about 60 yards out there. That's pretty cool. Let's see how close we can get to them. Not close at all. Hopefully you guys are able to see those. Always cool, never know what you're going to see out here on trapline. Guarantee you get to see more nature than any other outdoorsman there is if you're a trapper. That's pretty cool. All right, made it over here to this second farm that he had flagged, and I'm going to take a quick look right here. So several older trails are using coming out of here, but again, I'm not seeing I really don't think they're coming up out of this big ditch into these rice fields, and that's I would have almost bet that would be the case, but I don't think it's gonna be after getting over here and looking. Just not seeing any trails coming up out of here. You can tell where they've been chewing on a tree down here. That tree that's uprooted and fell over. And we got some branches down here that are still green in the middle of the water. So that tells me that those beaver are working in this ditch. But I'm sure not seeing where they're coming up out of it over into the rice field. But there's no doubt they've been over here working, pulling this rice up again. So walk down here and look at this and see what we might need. And I'm looking down here at the bottom of this, both of these runs, I'm not seeing any footprints where they've been putting their feet down and walking. Now right here's a few, just little cuts in the mud. Can't really make out a footprint. They're definitely stomping this up. I think what I might do is try another foothold here. But I may take a 330 and sit right over here on this side in that little neck down area right here, and put a foothold over here on this side. I think that's how we're going to set this one up. So I'll get over here and get everything I need to get that done, and we'll get this one set up. All right, guys, we're going to do this set like we would a dam break. We've got our 330 sitting right over here in that grass guarding this channel. And on this side of the channel, we're going to set a foothold up in here. What we're going to do is just come right here on this one side. We're going to pull this grass out of it over to here. Keep this side blocked off. And what that's going to do, that's going to cause that beaver to come to this one side with his grass. When he comes in here to stomp this up tonight, he's going to come to this one point right here and work it. And what we want to do is come back off of this one point where we think his feet will be. As he swims up here with a mouthful of grass, he's going to stop at some point, put his feet down, and shove that grass, start shoving that grass in that hole. So what we're trying to do, we're trying to do our best to figure out where he's going to be when he places that back foot down. And we want it to be right on top. So we're going to get this trap set. And we're going to get it placed right here where we think his back foot's going to be whenever he goes to set it down. What we can do just to maximize that a little bit, kind of putting him where we want it. We can come right over here and we can shove some of this rice stubble right down beside that trap. And right over here we'll just pull this mud over. And this drops off right down here, just almost right to the edge of our trap. Our trap's sitting right here. This is about the width of a beaver. This is where he's going to come in at. And we think he's going to be about right here when he puts that back foot down into our trap. So that's set. We've got it anchored just like we did that other one. I've got it started here just to show you. We've got those two anchors crossed through that split ring. And we're just going to finish hammering them down in there. And again, that's going to keep him from being able to pull up and pull that anchor out of there. So hopefully we'll have a beaver waiting, or two waiting for us here in the morning. So guys, thanks for watching, and be sure to tune back in tomorrow and see if any of these change ups or these new sets worked out the way that we thought they would. We'll see you next time.